I grew a YouTube channel for $0 of paid promotion in just a little over a year to almost 600 subscribers. Today, at the day of recording, it has 573 subscribers, and probably by the time that this video actually drops, it'll probably be close to 600. Now you might be wondering how did I go about doing that, especially for free, because it seems like everything today is all about paid promotion and paid ads, and in a lot of ways it is. But the way that we did it completely organically in our church, in our student ministry, was through the avenue of YouTube Shorts. Shorts are an absolutely fantastic tool to growing your YouTube channel and your following. And in this video today, we are in a playlist. This is a continuation of the playlist YouTube for Youth Ministry. And so along with Shorts, YouTube has the offering of a thing called the Community tab and some other fun features. So we're going to explore two of my favorite features in the Community tab, and a third feature that I really like, the podcast feed. I'll talk to you all about that. And then we're going to dive in a full crash course on how to shoot, film, and upload YouTube Shorts, how to post, what to post, how often you should post, and finally make sure you stick around all the way to the very end of the video, because my all-time favorite feature, especially for youth ministries, I'm going to share with you all the way at the end. Welcome to the Hybrid Ministry Show. Well, hey everyone, welcome to the Hybrid Ministry Show. If you and I haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Nick Clason, and I am a youth pastor currently serving in the DFW Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I started a YouTube channel for my church in January of 2023, and today, when this thing posts, today at the day of filming, we have 573 subscribers. You might be wondering, like, how did that happen? And in a lot of ways, it was due to YouTube Shorts and some of the other features embedded in YouTube. Now, one of the knocks on YouTube is that it doesn't act and operate like some of the other social networks. But the fact of the matter is, like, Instagram is almost completely overwhelmed by millennials who have settled in as Instagram as their platform of choice. And so with Generation Z over on TikTok and now Generation Alpha coming up behind, and 95% of your students on YouTube, there may be some features that things like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok have to offer that we didn't think YouTube does, but now they do. And so three of those features that I really like, the first one is the Community tab. And one of the ways in which I utilize the Community tab is through posting things similar, like you might see on Instagram, called carousel posts, which, by the way, if you grab my completely free ebook, which is linked right here on screen or down in the show notes, wherever you're listening to this, you'll notice that my weekly schedule is encapsulated by almost 100% vertical short form videos. And I really only make one or two graphic style posts. Let me say that in the new wave and in 2024 and beyond, I would like to increase my offerings of graphic posts, education-based posts. Honestly, the GOAT right now is BRADY SHEARER over at Pro Church Tools. His Instagram is phenomenal, so you need to go check out what he's doing there. But I'd love to start posting more things like that in our student ministry. And the good news is that YouTube offers that functionality, and it's called the Community tab, right? Like TikTok might let you post just some photos on their thing, and they're starting to do that as well. But YouTube has added the Community tab, and the Community tab can get a little bit tricky. I have manually started pointing our students towards it because it is a little bit of like the least known feature on YouTube. But you can offer things like carousel posts. You can also offer things like polls, and we use that in some of our voting, which linked right here at the top of the screen is one of my all-time favorite events called the World's Greatest Donut, and in it, it's a voting event. So students are voting for this donut versus that donut. And so if you want a full breakdown on how to use that and all the assets that go with it, check that video out. Link down below in that video is all the things that you're going to need in order to grab the world's greatest donut. It's also linked down below in these show notes as well. But you can post polls on YouTube. You can post polls on the Community tab, and I just point students towards it, and as long as they have the app and are subscribed to us, they can rifle on over to the Community tab, and if they start engaging with the Community tab from our channel on a regular basis, then it'll begin to show in their YouTube home screen on their feed, on their algorithm. And so the accounts that I interact with on the Community tab, I see more and more often. And so you might think like, oh, we can't use YouTube only because it doesn't have some of the features like voting and polls and posts and links like Facebook and Instagram do. And that's just false. Like YouTube does offer a lot of these same functionalities. And so I love those things to lean into to create more of a community than just me blasting videos out on YouTube or viewing YouTube as my video holding container. It is now a much more robust social media platform. The third idea YouTube has recently introduced is podcasts. And it looks, when you're posting it, it'll show up in the playlist drop-down option as just another thing, another playlist option. And so you select the podcast option, and then it dumps every single video that's checked in your video containers, all of your videos, any ones that are checked as a podcast, it'll drop it into what looks like a playlist. And so it's called a podcast, and it is a little bit new. And so there are still some kinks, I believe, being worked out by YouTube. But a couple of different ideas is if you want to have like a podcast with some students, like that could be an option. You could post the videos to YouTube. And so people who follow you or subscribe to you or have interacted with your videos, they will see them, but they can know to go and navigate directly to the podcast feature on your YouTube channel and go ahead and check that out. Also, an idea that we have, and I'm toying around with doing this, and I'm thinking about offering it, is putting our leader podcast over there on YouTube as well. So it will be included on our full YouTube channel, but particularly in the podcast feed, which, like I said, looks and acts and seems a lot like a playlist. But we're going to start doing some stories and some wins and celebrate some of our leaders, as well as offer some training. We're looking to do like a weekly one under 20 minutes and just kind of like an on-the-go training for our leaders. And I think the YouTube podcast feed is a phenomenal place to do it. Now, we are going to offer it probably an audio-only version as well, using like RSS, and they can get it through their Apple iTunes or Apple Podcast feed catcher as well. But YouTube does allow us to have like a place to put those things as well. Now, so YouTube Shorts, right? When I started posting early on the days of our YouTube channel, my YouTube Shorts got tons and tons of traction. And I think that the algorithm, because we were new, because we were trying it out, I think the algorithm was rewarding us a little bit. But if you open your YouTube app, and right here, you just select this plus button, you'll notice that it does give you a few options. And so that's where you might put a post, might put a poll, or some other like options to your community people. But this option right here, if you click Shorts, will give you the option now to film or upload a short. And so, of course, if you want to film it, it's got this camera functionality. You would just hit the camera button and get going. Do a selfie style video or turn it around and film whatever's out in front of you. But if you are following my playlist here and you have pre-recorded your messages and you've used OPUS.PRO, which is linked down below in the show notes, and you want to upload a video that you've already downloaded from your phone or from like a Google Drive or Dropbox link, this would be where you would select it. And then from this point forward, it's now included. Now you'll notice that YouTube Shorts only allows 60-second clips. And so YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Reels, all similar pieces of content. Those other three, not YouTube, allow longer than a minute. So any video uploaded onto YouTube that is vertically based, either on desktop or on mobile, will be automatically converted into shorts and then will be put in the shorts feed kind of container on YouTube. And so you can create longer than a minute ones that will also upload to Instagram or, TikTok. But because of YouTube's length limit at 60 seconds, every single video that I produce, personally, I keep under 60 seconds. That way I can post across all 3 or 4 platforms all at the same time, all with the same video, all the same type of content. And so it's uploaded. If it goes beyond 60 seconds, it's going to clip it or shave it. And so you're going to just want to make sure that you keep whatever you are posting at that 60-second limit. And then here off to the side, this is where you might add like text or add some other features. And then right up here at the top, this is where you might add some music as well. And so it's similar if you've ever used Instagram Reels or TikTok. It's similar interface. They're all a little bit different. But once you've kind of done all the editing here, you'll go to the next screen, and this is where you post it. And YouTube only offers like 100 to 160 characters here on the title. And you could go back in after you upload it onto desktop. I have not found a way to do it on mobile yet, I guess, unless you go into the YouTube Studio app, which is a whole separate app, to add things like tags and longer descriptions, but essentially you're just adding the title. Now, what this looks like on the home screen is you get 3 to 4 to 5 words of visibility, depending on the number of characters. And in my opinion, that actually tends to be what draws me to click a YouTube short. And so you might consider putting an emoji here. You could go to like EMOJIPEDIA, EMOJIPEDIA.org or whatever to copy and paste an emoji, or just use one from your phone, obviously, if you're posting on mobile. And from there, then you'll be able, right, to type out maybe eye-catching or hook-inducing kind of title. Now, the question you might be asking is like, what do I post, right? Well, if you've been following this playlist, again, I recommend using OPUS.PRO to get your long-form teaching videos, which you have done by sitting down direct to camera in front of a cell phone. You've uploaded that to Opus. It's given you however many clips. I personally use 3 Opus clips per week that are sermon-based. And then the rest, I'm doing fun stuff, right? I might do some educational or spiritual-based content that's not message-related. I might do some spiritual practice videos, but I'm also going to do a lot of fun stuff. And I view my social media, and again, link down below in my ebook. Grab that if you want, my full strategy on what you should be posting on your social media. But I give ideas, and I give instructions on how to do it, what to post, ideas and things to use, how to include your students, how to include your volunteers, how to include your other staff, how to just include yourself. But creating content that is based on and optimized for social media, because social media is much more than just an announcement platform. Social media is a chance for us to produce entertaining and fun and relevant content that people actually get on social media to consume. And so post some sermon clips and post some fun clips so you have a good variety of both and that you're giving a good picture of what you and your church is all about. But then I recommend, what I do right now is I post 2 times per day, 5 days per week. I take weekends off, and whatever rhythm works best for you. When I was in a heavy growth mode, I did 3 times a day. I've backed it down to 2 times a day. But also if you can only post 1 time a day or 1 time every other day, so that you're like 3 to 4 times a week, whatever you do, just show up regularly. And if you are sitting down and taking the time to pre-film your messages, you have that content to then help supplement what you post on social media. So if you do a long form video and you're just getting started and you want to do a sermon clip, do 1 sermon clip and then do 2 other types of clips. 1 fun one with your students and then 1 other selfie style video where you're just giving a continuation or a devotional thought from the message of that week. And boom, there's 3 posts, 1 every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're good to go. Another thing that we as youth pastors have in our back pocket at any given time is recap videos. Like 10 3 to 5 second clips that you put into like a CapCut template or something like that, and you can create a Wednesday night or Sunday night or whatever night your youth night is, recap very easily without a lot of work and without a lot of editing. And those things perform really well on social media because not only are students looking for themselves, but parents also are looking to see if their students having a good time at youth group. But once you're ready to post, over here back on the post screen for the YouTube Shorts, this is my favorite feature, and it's unique to YouTube because we are posting our messages, our long form messages to YouTube. And so when you post a short, you can link it to a featured video. And so when I post a sermon clip, I link it to my long form sermon video. So if someone stumbles across our video on the YouTube Shorts feed and they're just scrolling through and they're stopped because of the hook or the text on screen or whatever the case might be, and it captures their imagination and it makes them start thinking and they start wondering and they want to explore more, boom, right here at the bottom of the video is the full featured video, and it will take them over to that. And that's one fantastic way to grow on social media, and it especially works well for those of us in youth ministry who are pre-filming our messages and are then now also growing and posting via the community tab and on YouTube Shorts. Listen, I know it's been a lot of work. I know we've been like adjusting our time management, but in the next video, what I want to take you to is I want to show you our full church studio. We took 1 room in our church and we completely revamped it for a studio. I'm going to give you the tour. I'm going to go through all the gear. I'm going to talk through all the equipment. I'm also going to share with you some of the different concepts and how we utilize and use it. All of that is going to be here in the very next video, which is linked right here directly on screen. I hope to see you over in that video. And don't forget, and as always, to stay hybrid.